What if I told you I bent over backwards, practically twisted myself into a pretzel just to get people to like me, only to discover it didn't work? I mean, I could have folded myself into origami and it still wouldn't have been enough. I did this for years. I stayed in toxic friendships, I ignored the signs, and I told myself if I just try harder, maybe I'll finally be accepted. But when you don't love and respect yourself first, you end up letting people treat you badly. Practicing self-acceptance means embracing yourself exactly as you are, the good, the messy, and everything in between. Because when you truly love yourself unconditionally, you stop allowing people to treat you like you're less than you deserve. So, if you want to hear the other lessons that took me 30 plus years to figure out, stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to share something that took me over 30 years to figure out, but I can tell you in just 10 minutes. Now this isn't just for autistic people, it's for anyone. Because let's be honest, most of us spend so much of our lives trying to fit in, trying to work out what success is supposed to look like, berating ourselves and worrying about whether being weird is a bad thing. What if there's nothing wrong with you just being yourself? And the real problem is that we spend years fighting against that. I just wanted to apologize. There are so many birds in the garden at the moment and they're being really, really noisy, but it's just the best place to film. So I'll see if I can get some footage of them flying around because they are really pretty. We get all sorts of birds here like doves, 28s, and pink and grey galahs. So if I can get some footage of them, I will, and I'll share that with you. Before I get into it, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and it also lets me know I'm not just talking to myself, which to be honest, I already do too much of. Growing up, I was always the weird girl, and you know what? Being the weird girl comes with this unspoken message: you don't quite belong. I didn't always get social rules. Sometimes I'd say things that made perfect sense in my head, but got me blank stares when I said it out loud. And sometimes I'd laugh at things nobody else thought were funny, or I'd get way too passionate about something everyone else thought was boring. And when you stand out, the world has a way of letting you know. People would say it outright: you're too much, you're too intense, you need to chill out, and you're so weird. And at the time, I believed weird meant wrong. So I did what many of us do. I tried to mask it, I copied people, I mimicked, I bent myself into whatever shape I thought people would accept. And here's the thing about bending over backwards. You can fold yourself in half, twist yourself sideways, or even fold yourself into a pretzel for some people, and it still won't be enough. I had been close with a family member for 25 years. We'd sit and chat over cups of tea. I'd bring my kids over to see them. And then, surprise, I found out they didn't even like me. And I'm not just talking about a little bit of dislike. They disliked me a lot. Even to the point where that person was bad-mouthing me to other family members for years and advising new members coming into the family to stay away from me. At first I was crushed, and then I felt stupid. Like, how did I not see it? All those years I was bending myself into knots to keep this relationship alive, and the truth, it was never going to be enough.
You are damned if you do, and you are damned if you don't. So what do? You be true to you.
But then when I looked back, the signs were there. Little moments where the vibe didn't match the words, jokes that cut a bit too deep, times I felt drained instead of lifted up. But because I wanted to see the good, I ignored it. And that's something I've learned about myself, and maybe you relate to this. Especially if you're autistic, you're taught to assume you're the problem. If something feels off, well, you think, well, it must be me. I'm too sensitive, I read that wrong, and I just need to try harder. So I chose to reframe it instead. I wasn't stupid and I wasn't blind. I was hopeful and I wanted to see the good, and that's not a weakness, it's a strength. Now I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay, because honestly, some days I'm not even my own cup of tea. That relationship taught me something else too. You need to love and accept yourself first. Because when you don't, you end up in relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, even work dynamics that are toxic. If I truly respected myself earlier, I wouldn't have let myself get into some of those situations and then let them drag on for as long as they did. And here's the truth. If you believe you deserve to be treated badly, you'll keep attracting people who treat you badly. And it's not because you want it, but because you'll accept it. And you tell yourself, well, this is probably the best that I can get. But when you raise your standards, when you actually believe you deserved kindness and respect, you stop tolerating less than that. You stop chasing people who make you feel small and start gravitating towards people who make you feel safe and seen. And if you struggle with self-talk, if you beat yourself up and find it hard to see the good in yourself, try this exercise. Picture yourself as a child, that little version of you who was just figuring the world out. Would you say the cruel things you say to yourself to them? Would you tell that little kid you're not good enough, you're stupid, and nobody likes you? I would hope not. I would hope you'd want to protect them and scoop them up and remind them that they're doing their best. Well, that little kid is still you, and you're still carrying them inside. And the truth is, we're all just doing the best with what we've been given. We all deserve the same kindness we'd give a child. So next time you catch yourself tearing yourself down, ask, would I say this to little me? If the answer's no, then don't say it to grown-up you either.
Cognitive behavioral therapists often teach strategies to identify cycles of negative thoughts and replace them with neutral or more compassionate reflections. Over time, these tools can improve one's mental health. So the next time you find yourself chatting with yourself, remember to be kind. That inner voice is a partner you'll be talking to for many years to come.
And here's what finally clicked. I never needed to fit into some box. I never needed to twist myself into society's idea of normal or successful. Normal doesn't exist. It's a moving target. Society tells us success is the biggest house, the newest car, the picture-perfect family, and 100 Instagrammable friends. But here's the thing. Success isn't universal. Success is personal. And for me, success is peace. Success is authenticity. Success is waking up and not dreading the day ahead. It's having 1 or 2 real deep friendships instead of 100 surface level ones. It's pursuing the passions that make me feel alive, even if no one else gets why I care so much. And I wish I'd known that earlier. Because if I had, I would have stopped comparing myself to everyone else's highlight reel and started valuing my own version of happiness sooner. And those quirks I used to be embarrassed about, well, they're my strengths. The way I hyper-focus, the way I see details other people miss, and the way I think differently. Those things aren't flaws, they're features. They're a part of what makes me unique. So instead of apologizing for being the weird girl, I embrace it. Because weird isn't an insult. Weird means memorable. Weird means original. Weird means I bring something new to the table. Weird is where the magic happens.
When you are true to yourself and stop trying to change who you are just to fit in with people you probably don't even care about, you become happier and more comfortable in your own skin. Life is way too short and far too precious to spend it trying to be something or someone that you're not.
So to recap, here's what I wish I'd known sooner. Don't bend yourself into a pretzel for people who will never value you. Love and accept yourself first. That's the foundation for everything else. Don't buy into society's cookie-cutter definition of success. And never forget, being weird might just be your biggest strength. Now, that took me over 30 years to figure this out, but I'm sharing it with you, so maybe you don't have to wait that long. Is there anything you'd add to the list? I would really love to hear from you in the comments. Thanks for watching, and please like, subscribe if this resonated with you. And most importantly, be kind to yourself, because you're already enough, just as you are.